Greetings viewers, SunGod 2009. In this video we are going to start beautifying Linux Mint. If you remember my last video I did why I love Linux Mint, you noticed how beautiful the desktop look, how great it looks, how comfortable it is for me to use, and I've been using it as my daily driver ever since. I'm going to show you as a new user who's coming to Linux how to do it. Let's get started. Now as you can see here, this desktop environment, it doesn't look bad, it looks pretty good, but we can do better. So how do we do better? Simple. Now you would usually, when you boot in, you would get prompted with the welcome screen like this. As you know, I'm running the latest, which is the Linux Mint 20 Juliana. So usually in the welcome screen they would show you all this stuff you could use to set up how your desktop will look and things like that. So for example, we can go into dark mode, we can select any color we want, we can select the panel layout like traditional, or yeah, there we go, or modern like the Windows 7 like. But there's another way to do it, and let me show you. The other way to do it without using the welcome screen, you go into System Settings. Let's close this out. We go to Theme, and then here is where you start doing your own customization. If you want to change it into any one you like, it's up to you. Like for example, the borders, we can make that dark. That's look pretty good. And then we can keep this side white, or what we could do is we can go into Controls, and where it says MXY, we could try another color. Like for example, let's try teal. We could do that. I mean, look at that, it's blending in with the border. I mean, that does look nice. But for someone like myself, it hurts my eyes, so I change it to dark. I like it completely dark, which is good. But if you don't like that, you can also choose another color. Let's try red. You can do red. You can change the icon color to whatever you want. So since I've done red, I like since I'm the type that like to match colors, let's do that. I'm just gonna go with red. There we go. Then of course you can switch any color you want for the mouse. You can go to dark, or you can keep it at white, which fits the theme. Now personally me, I like it in black, so hey, that's me. But you could be different, it's up to you. And then if you want to change the way your desktop, right, the desktop look, right, you go right here and then you select your themes. Then we can select here's Mint X. We can select Mint Blue. But I don't know if you also notice on the bottom, these are the themes I've added. Now if you want to do that, just go to Add, Remove, then you will see the Update Cache. You click Yes, and then you click on the themes you want. And in my case, I already selected this theme. You hit the download button, which is this little guy, and then it will download it for you. Once you install it, go to Theme, go to Desktop, and then you select whatever the theme you downloaded. For example, Windows XP. I really don't like that. That looks very weird to me. So So let's pick something else. Now I used to use Numix. That used to be my favorite. But I love the Ubuntu Touch better because it looks really good. And you will start to see the difference when it comes to it when I show you the other stuff that is in store. Let's change the background, shall we? Go back, go to backgrounds, and here we have tons of selections of pictures. Some of these are Linux Mint pictures. Then here's Booleana. As you know, Linux Mint has some gorgeous pictures. So I like this Taipei. It looks really nice. But there's Brazil winter. There's confetti, which gives you like that birthday surprise look. Then there's the beach. Bunch of nice pictures Linux Mint comes up with. It really looks nice. But here's the secret. You can add more pictures than what's already in here. And let me show you how to do that. We go to the menu, not start menu. We go to administration. We go to Synaptic Package Manager. Then we enter in our super complicated password. Oops. I do click on the button there. Then we type in Linux Mint. And then we select the Mint background. Any one will be fine. For this video, I'm just going to do all of them, just to give you an idea. Of different background from older revision operating system and retros. Then we click apply, and then we click apply again. This tells us what's going to be installed, and then things that are unchanged. But anyway, click apply, and it's going to go to the repository and grab them. And we let it install. Now that it's done, we close. We exit out. Then we go back into the menu. We go to System Settings. We go to Backgrounds. And there we have the extra pictures. Like, for example, here's one from Maya. Here's from Nadia. Olivia, Petra. You get the picture. You can see them all. They're all right here. And I think they look really nice. Then there's the retro. If you like the retro, they're right here. They're really cool. Next, we're going to go to Applets. And we're going to add some applets on the bottom. So we go to Applets. As you can see, I've added some right here. Now, in case if these are not here, what you would do is you would go to Download, and then you select what you want to add. For example, if you want to add weather, you click on weather, you hit that download button, and boom. And then you go ahead and continue to add more stuff. Once you're done, go to Manage, and your stuff that is here. For example, here's the weather. So let's add the weather. We push plus. Now, let's say you see this and you don't like that. You don't like Celsius or whatever, right? So let's change that. We right-click, we hit Configure, and we get this menu. We can select however we want it. So I'm going to select it the way I've done it. For example, as you can see, there's only 3. Let's set it for 7 days. And as you can see, it's set for 7 days. Then let's go to Presentation. Let's just say you don't like it horizontally. I personally don't like that horizontally. we can change that. Let's change it to vertical. Show forecast vertically. We click that, we turn that on, and look. I think that looks pretty good. That looks really clean. The next one, you can do sunrise and sunset. I don't mind that. If you like military time, then you definitely want to set it for 24-hour format. So let's click on that, see what we get. Yep, there's your military time format. But if you don't, just keep it off. I personally don't like those. Then the next thing, I do like to keep the high temperature forecast because I would like to see what it will go as a high temperature, and boom. And then of course, if you like to, let's see, it says show temperature Russian style. If you're Russian and you like to do that, boom, you can do that as well. But I'm not a Russian person, so we're gonna turn that off. Let's see. Now, as far as rows, this looks just fine as it is, so I am not going to even attempt to bother it. But if I want to change it, I can at any time. I can do something like, if I want to do rows, I can change it to 7, and as you can see, boom, you got 7 rows. If I want to do something like 2, boom, there's 2. I like it. You know what? I like it at 7. I think that looks really nice. Yeah, you can even change the number of columns. Next, we go to unit. You can change this to from maximum. You can even change the column if you want. It's up to you. Next, let's change the unit. Now, if you're from another country and you like Celsius, well, you may want to keep it at Celsius. But if you're somebody who likes, but we're in the United States, and I like the United States measuring system better. So we're going to set that to Fahrenheit. And as you can see, here's Fahrenheit. Then we can change the wind to mile per hour. We can change the atmospheric pressure to whatever we want. I like PSI, but I'm pretty sure everybody's differences will vary. And then we'll set it to, we can choose metrics or imperial, doesn't matter. It'll be fine regardless. And that's all you have to do. I'm going to keep this as metric. I think it's okay as it is. But if I have to change it, I can always come back to change it. But yeah, you could do something just like that. And after that, we're done with that part. Next, let's add some widgets. If you remember in the old Windows days, you used to be able to add widgets and stuff through Google. Well, let's try to. Well, this is an open source operating system, so it's pretty safe. You should not have to download third parties to do it. It's right here. Or you can just go to the repository and get them. Let me show you what I mean. We go into what they call the Desolate, but I call it Widgets. Click on that. As you can see, I've added some right here, but if you don't see these, you go to download, you select what you want. There's so many varieties. For example, let's say we want weather desolate. Just click install, and boom, it will install it for you. Possibilities are endless here. There's so many on here. You just decide what you want. If you're not so sure if you want it, you click on this, you click on this light bulb, and it will open up a browser and take you there and show you what it is. So go to manage, and let's add one. Let's add want a calendar, we can add the calendar. If we want calculators, let's add calculators, which is what I use. I personally like to keep an eye on my disk space, so I push that as well. And this is why I like the Ubuntu Touch, because look at that, that blends in just well. You can even add notes. There's your notes. Reminders notes. And if you don't like something like, if you want to configure your widgets in some way, you right click, you click configure. We're going to do one for this calendar right here. We can change it to today's day, today only, month, or we can do both. Then we can choose to do short for the days of the week, or we can choose none at all and it will be fine as it is. You can do short name for the months if you want, or you can choose the year. You can put year for short, or you can just say no. It'll be fine because you can just look at it right there. And then you can choose to show time, or you can turn it off. Doesn't matter. Then you can choose to have it vertical or horizontal. Whatever your preference are, you can change the color, text, you name it. There's a lot of possibilities, are endless here on Linux Mint. There's a lot you can there's a lot of widgets you can add on here. It all depends on your preferences or your workflow. Heck, if you want to put notes, just click on the notes. This little thing will pop up and just type, let's type something. Linux Mint is cool. Okay, we click on that, we click save, and notice how this changed. It says Linux Mint is cool. Boom! You could write your reminder or do anything you want on the sticky note. It's up to you. If you want to do desktop effects, you go to extensions. You pick stuff like desktop cubes, flipper. It's up to you. I've already installed one, but we go to download, we select what we want, and we install it. It is up to you, whatever you want. Now, I couldn't get wobbly windows to work on this new Cinnamon build, but that's fine. But I can demonstrate to you that this does work. This is from Flipper. That is cool. Now, if you don't like that, no problem. Let's edit it. Let's go to that gear. Let's try something else. Let's try Q. Take a look at that. If you don't like that, you can always choose something else like, I don't know, Roadlex or whatever you call it. I think it's really neat. So whatever you want, you make the decision on how you want to customize it. But regardless, it's gonna look really cool. And last but not least, you can also change the icon like I showed you in that video why I like Linux Mint. To do that, you right click, go to configure, you go to this little icon, then you click browse, then you go to downloads. Now I would caution you, if you're going to do it and you have transparency effect enabled, please make sure you download a transparent picture with a PNG format. Let me show you what happens if I use the JPEG. I click on that and I click select. Notice how it does not blend in with the transparency because there's no transparency effect with it. So let's click on icon. You can do it through GIMP, but if you don't know how to use GIMP, it's better to download a transparent version in PNG format. Here's one with the PNG format, right? We click on that, we click open, and as you can see, none of that white stuff, right? You click on it, we click select, and boom. Notice how this picture blends in with the transparency. I think that looks really nice, don't you? It looks great. These are many possibilities of what you can do on Linux Mint. Customize it at your own taste, your own desire, so you can feel comfortable using it for everyday life or everyday work, or for gaming if you want. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around. And now, a word from our sponsor, Dokusei Toxic Wolf.
Grab yourself something to drink, kick back, relax, and I'll see you guys in the Wolf's Den.